Hello, my name is Elizabeth Koscielny, and I am an Indiana State University LPN to BSN nursing student. Today we're going to be talking about a population at risk, and that will be young adults entering college, and the topic we'll focus on is alcohol abuse. So first, I'd like for you all to pause this video and then go to the link down at the bottom to take the pretest. This will show how much you already know about the subject, and then once we are done with the presentation, I will ask you to take a post-test to see how effective this presentation is. All right, so now that we're back, let's discuss our learning objectives first. The first is to identify alcohol use statistics across the U.S. Next, we will identify the prevalence of alcohol abuse in college students. The third will be to identify factors that can influence alcohol consumption in college students. Fourth will be to understand problems that come from excessive alcohol intake. Number 5 is to identify signs of alcohol poisoning. 6 will be to explore helpful interventions to decrease alcohol abuse in college students. And finally, in number 7, we will access additional resources for support. So first, to look at alcohol use across the U.S. as a whole. And first, we'll look at across the world. So binge drinking is the most heavily reported among 20 to 24-year-olds across the world. And in the U.S., the average young adult consumes about 9.5 drinks in one sitting. Excessive alcohol use has been responsible for about 88,000 deaths worldwide every single year. And more than half of recent high school graduates report alcohol consumption within the past year. So to focus more on college students and alcohol abuse. About 40% of college students report either drinking heavily or binge drinking frequently, many times per week. Binge drinking, or consuming a large number of drinks in one sitting, is considered a normative coming-of-age experience for college students. And attending college has been shown to correlate with higher levels of alcohol consumption and binge drinking. These students that enter college directly out of high school are also at an increased risk for alcohol abuse compared to non-traditional students. And the rate of alcohol-related deaths in college students has increased by 27% since 2011. Some influences at home, such as the family, is a protective factor against heavy drinking. Once the student goes away from the family to college, that separation and the new peer influence can lead to excessive amounts of alcohol use. And students with mental health disorders who are also abusing alcohol are more likely to seek treatment than their counterparts. So what are some problems that are related to excessive alcohol use? The first is alcohol poisoning. This is when the blood alcohol levels are high enough that they impact motor functioning and the central nervous system. Some of these symptoms can include impaired thinking, vomiting, seizures, slowed breathing, lower body temperatures, memory loss, violence, headaches, and arguments. Alcohol use also increases the risk of injury and self-harm, and it also influences the development of future alcohol use disorders. Excessive alcohol intake is also more likely to exist with comorbid mental health conditions like depression and anxiety. In 2008, 59,000 college students were hospitalized with alcohol-related concerns. And college students who binge drink are more likely to suffer from a poor academic performance, injury and self-harm, sexual assaults, and other negative health effects in the future. So what are some things that we can do to help to intervene? The first is cognitive behavioral therapy. This has been shown to decrease the amount of alcohol consumption in college students, as well as help to decrease psychosocial issues. Using an internet-based class to provide the cognitive behavioral therapy is most effective in reaching a large majority of the college students who engage in binge drinking. And combining these online CBT classes with motivational enhancements has been shown to reduce excessive drinking habits in the short term even more. Another option is to invest in bystander programs. These programs teach students how to recognize emergency situations like alcohol poisoning and how to react. Studies have shown that students that were trained in these programs are more likely to respond in emergency situations and ensure the person receives prompt treatment at the hospital. Currently, only about 41% of all United States universities require education about alcohol use. By increasing these programs, they can introduce new students to important information and resources as soon as they begin their education. It's also been found that personalized education programs about alcohol abuse have been found to be more effective than generalized programs. However, it may be difficult to implement this on a campus with a large student body. Another option would be to utilize smartphone apps. These apps can track alcohol use patterns and offer educational interventions, and this has been shown to be effective in decreasing alcohol use. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism has also recommended 4 levels of successful interventions. The first is a cognitive behavior therapy program. The second would be environmental controls, or enforcing minimum age laws for alcohol consumption even on college campuses. The third is an increased awareness on college campuses, as well as starting social media campaigns. And the last is interventions that are based on values and information. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism recommends all 4 of these intervention levels to be truly successful. So what are some additional resources? www.samhsa.gov gives helpful resources for college students in regards to drinking habits. Both collegedrinkingprevention.gov and campusdrugprevention.gov also offer helpful resources, as well as education and information about proper alcohol use. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse website listed here is also another one that offers some helpful interventions as well. Additionally, college campuses also have programs that are available to students free of cost to support them in an alcohol-free lifestyle. Lastly, there are also local Alcoholics Anonymous programs that can offer some support and services to these students as well. These are our references. If you have any questions, please let us know. I would like everyone to stop and take the post test at the link down at the bottom. This will test how much knowledge you've learned throughout the course, and if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned a lot.